Well,
we are live. Awesome. Yeah. All right.
We'll just wing it. We're going to have to get through this one.
Let's wing it. Wing it and swing it, baby. Woohoo!
Riding cowboy.
In 5, 4.
Riding cowboy.
It's stuck on 4. Okay, we're live, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Universal Light, Pure Love Ministries.
Yes.
And tonight we have Debbie Ann Trotter. She's a medium. And tonight we're going to talk about the afterlife and just kind of our own take on what we've seen, what we've experienced throughout, with our work. And we'll just kind of have a discussion, and, questions are welcome. If you have comments, leave them. Please share. A little bit of problem with we've had some technical difficulty. Is very, very slow, I think. I think that's the problem. So if I kind of cut in or out, sorry. We'll just try to work our way through it. But how's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Yay! So glad to be here. I can't wait to hear what Deb has to say. She's amazing. We've been talking off camera.
Yes.
And she is a beautiful soul.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here today with you all.
So, Debbie, what do you want out your background?
My background history of who I am and so forth. Well, as you know, my name is Debbie, and that's my human birth name. My spiritual name is Angel. I'm a earth angel of light. That means that I'm an earth angel, and I'm here to guide and support and help people.
It's just mine. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome, Aaron. And I'm here to support and help people and guide people. And also, I'm an empath. I pick up energies of people, negative and positive. And I am learning very quickly how to turn the negative into positive when something upsets me. But that's what it's all about, to learn and to focus on these energies. I'm also a medium, and I am practicing, and I do get spirits at times. I also use oral cards and tarot cards, and I also a spiritual healer, and I have studied to do Reiki, which I have got certificate 1, but I do not have 1 and 2. But my mother has taught myself and my brothers and sisters about the spiritual life. When people pass away and they move on into the next dimension. What I've got here, everyone, which I found today, I've had it for a long time. If you can see it, it's a paragraph book that tells you all different energies where we pass. When we die, we pass. We cross over to the spiritual plane. Now, there is 5 there, I think, 4 or 5, and they're all different energies. And at the back, it explains to you all about it. I'll read. It's got here in the physical plane where we are now. Then you've got the elastic plane, which is the next level when you cross over. Then you've got the astral plane. So when you go into the astral plane, it depends on the level that you have learned here on the physical plane on Earth. And when you cross over to that plane, your angel or a guide or a loved one or a soul light being that works with God, they come forward They take you to these planes where you are meant to be at that specific time. But it's all to do what you have learned here on earth. And each time you learn something here on earth, you step up. It's like a ladder. You climb up. It's exactly the same in the spirit world. When you first get to the Urizakic plane, you see just like a soul with the shape of a human body. When you go into the astral plane, you still see that, but not as much. It's like the soul is between visible and not visible. And when you travel into the mental plane, your soul is like, how can I explain it? You sort of can see it and you can't, but it's like a gold color. So your soul changes the color because every plane has different colors. And when you go to the spiritual plane, that is the higher plane, which is just underneath where heaven is. Your soul is invisible. That's why a lot of people on earth having trouble seeing souls or spirits. Yes. But the ones that is very, very psychic, that they can see souls, they are very, very gifted. So, yes, and they can see them. And that's why also, too, the soul of the person will give you permission for you to see them. Yeah. But not actually all times that happens, I have been told. But at the back here, it says that the physical plane, that the lowest plane is the one that is most similar to all of us, that the physical plane, this plane is where your physical body exists, and that's here on earth. And where you have lived out of your daily life here on earth. It is the only plane that you can perceive with normal states of the mind. So that means the human brain has got two parts. It's got the physical and the mental state. So when you're awake, that half of the brain concentrates everything you see and do while you are awake. When you go to bed and sleep, that wake brain shuts down and your conscious one reopens. And that's why people have experience of astral traveling, dreams, and that's the next chapter in the book. So that's when all your guides and your spirit come forward and give you information that you need to learn and understand what's going on in your life on the earth plane. And it just goes on. It's like a big book. But yes, but I don't know a lot, but I know what I have been told and what I feel in here. And also stories that people
That's
have
interesting about the colors. You're talking about the color through.
Yes. Well, apparently I've been told, Aaron, that
for mention that.
Yeah, the colours in the spiritual realm planes is got to do with our chakras. Yeah. So that's when chakras come into it.
Right. Yeah, that represents our chakras. That's right. And above our chakras and below. Yeah, it's pretty to look at it. I mean, I've done some, a lot of chakra healing and studied up on chakras and represent.
And I think our aura is the same too.
A dimension or a level, right? Consciousness level.
Yeah.
Whether that be higher or. So when we pass on, we actually enter another dimension. We actually leave that spiritual body behind, from the way I see it. And they leave that human body behind, the physical. and we become the ether, right? We're part of the ether. Now we still, from what I form, so we can take form like as what we are right now to be recognizable to somebody, but we can take any form or shape we want to. Dimension up, and that's the thing. Some people get stuck, like I've talked about before, in that in-between place. That's from one level, one dimension to the next. There's like that in between. A lot of what we call ghosts get stuck in.
Yeah, right. I had a few experiences with people that have died and they're stuck in earthbound, and the reason why people get stuck in earthbound.
Am I coming through okay?
Yes. Is because they have not accepted that they have died. Number two, they're scared, they're confused, and they don't know what to do. So that's why we've got guides and angels. They come forward and they explain to them what has happened, and they say, you need to come with me, you'll be going back home. But we also got free will. We do not have to cross over with them. We can stay here. But a lot of people do stay here because they haven't got, they've got unfinished business to do, like finish off what they had to do before they passed. They could have had a heart attack in their sleep, got hit by a car, or had cancer, anything like that. Yes. So, and a lot of souls too, they feel confused. They don't know where they're at. They look around and say, where am I? I had a lady that passed away in a hospital here in Hamilton, but she was living in a motel here, and her husband was in hospital. He got very ill, and she was roughly in her 80s, and the poor old soul, she died, and she would not cross over. I had a female came to my home and knocked on my door and told me that she has been told that I clear souls or spirits. And I said, yes, I do. So I went to that motel and I sat there and I said to this lady that has passed, I said, dear one, you have to pass, you have to cross over. And she said, I can't cross over because my husband is still here and he's still in the hospital. And I said, I completely understand that. I feel for you, but it's up to you, but it's your free will to stay or go. I said, is there anyone with you at this present time? She said, no. She said, I asked her, can you see what's around you? She said, yes, I see you, I see the bed, I see this, I see that. I said, okay. I said, but I told her to sing out for an angel. They are around. And she said her conscience level was coming and going, that's a different thing again. But she was explaining to me her conscience was coming and going. And her sight, she can see clear, but when she was looking around, it was like, how can I explain it? It was like she can see the bed, she can see me sitting on the bed, but at the same time, I was fading away and the darkness was coming forward, which is like space, like you've been out in space. So it was like that, it was coming and going. Yep. So it must be the universe energy where we don't see. But they can.
That ether, that's what we're all part of. We are the ether, right? So it's like air, you can't breathe it. You can't see it, but you breathe it every day, right? So, we consider the ether being something just like that. Though we can't see it right now in the form we're in, consciousness, which we can see it within our mind, we can see it within our third eye. We can feel it within our, our extrasensory perception, which we all have. But yeah, it's part of the ether. And when we enter that next next level of the ether, the way I've seen it in place
that's
where we create. I mean, we manifest here, but we create in the fifth and the fourth and the higher dimensions. And then, usually in the higher dimensions, it comes almost, pretty much immediately. Where here it takes longer. It's a lot more dense in this physical plane. So, manifest something here, though we manifested in the fifth dimension, the fourth dimension, or our imagination, whatever you want to call it, though it's instantaneous on that other side or that next step up after this physical death, it takes a little longer here for things to come to fruition. So remember that, folks. When you're manifesting, it takes some time. So don't get discouraged if it doesn't happen right away.
True. That is so true, Aaron. I can remember one particular time when I was at my mum's and we were sitting there that night.
Do you have any thoughts on this?
Pardon? What did you say, Aaron?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. And I was sitting there with my mum. We were talking about stuff.
Oh, I said go ahead.
Oh, yeah. And in front of me, like in the distance, I can see two souls walking past, but in their dimension, not ours. It's like a matrix, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, it is electric. We're electric beings, that's for sure. We're not actually the way I've seen it and what the information that I've learned just in it makes sense to me just in the recent past is this universe is electric. It's a magnetic electric field, basically, or fields. And we are electric. We are part of those electric little neurons within that brain, right? Within the universe. So light is just a product of what our electric bodies are doing, right? So we're not actually light beings. We're actually, technically, we are actually electric beings.
Yeah, that is so right. But that's what I saw, and I said to my mum, I said, Mum, look what I can see. And I told her, and she goes, cool, So now she's in that position. Yeah.
So you learned a lot of this from your mother, right? Your mother taught you a lot of this, right? A lot about the spirituality.
Yep. And I didn't get really deep into it till I was about in my 20s. And I can remember one day I came and saw her and she had all these beautiful crystals here and there around her home. It didn't interest me at all. I just, And then much later on in my life, going into my early 30s, I was starting to track crystals, and crystals were starting to track me. Now, it's part of who I am. I love them. So, and I love...
They tend to do that.
I love connecting with souls. I love talking to them. I actually got an app on my tablet, and I take photos around my home, and I see a soul standing there, and I say, gotcha. And I take photos, and I talk to them. I communicate with them. Yeah. And they come back at me, and I had one...
That's very cool.
I had one guardian angel.
So you take the spirit photo. See, I should have got some pictures so I could put them up here on the screen.
Actually, I took one yesterday morning, Aaron. I got one on my profile. It's in black and white, though. You can just see the spirit.
Yeah, there's a bit of a lag. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, but I talk to them. Sometimes I get like a voice will come up and say there is a demon coming across.
Do you have pictures you can show to the screen? You have some pictures?
Yeah, I'll hang on. I'll go into my profile. I'll get it, and I'll put it up on the screen of my tablet. No, I'm not too far down. Now Facebook won't work with me. There we go. There it is. Yeah. That's here in the living room. It's called, nah, hang on.
Wow.
Where am I?
It looks like a figure. It looks like a man with his arms, arms on his, or hands on his hips.
Yep. The app's called the Ghost Observer. That's the name of it. You can download it on the app. Now I've got all different sorts, but I go through them all, make sure they're not fake. You know what I mean? And I sort of feel my energy through it as well, so I know
Very
it's not
cool.
made stuff. Yeah. But
Right.
anyway, I had.
Yeah, you have to debunk everything first, right?
Yep. I had another one which I deleted because I was getting a lot of dark sides coming across, and I don't go there. I got rid of it. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't go there. But yeah. But it's very interesting to learn and to know these things about why we go to the spirit world when we leave here. It's home. It's where we belong. It's who we are. Simple.
Right.
Yep. And
Yep,
you know,
I agree.
I had so many people come to me and say, "Oh no, Deb, I don't believe in that. Lights out. That's it." And I just sort of give them a grin, smile at them, and I say, "Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but your time will come one day when you will pass away and you will go back to home where you belong, and you will see your family, you'll see your animals if you had any in your life, you'll see this, you'll see that." It's just, and they say to me, "What does the spirit world look like?" And I said, "Well, it's similar to Earth, but a lot more advanced. We've got trees,
Right.
we've got flowers, we've got water, we've got animals, insects, people, but it's a different look than here. You can see,
Yeah, a lot brighter.
Yeah, and
a lot
also
more vivid
yes,
colors.
Yep, and there's also music, soft meditation music, if you want to call it that. I call it that. Yeah, beautiful soft music in the background. And someone said to me, "Oh, well, so they've got speakers up there." You know, yeah, that's their sense of humour.
Yeah, it's from what I've
Yeah.
seen. Yeah, from what I've seen, in my experience through lucid dreaming, through visions, through doing readings, anytime I've experienced, the higher realm, fourth, fifth dimensions, I mean, it's always been pleasant. I mean, we're there. We don't have fear. We don't have, a lot of those things. Yeah, we let all those fears and those things that we have here, that's why we're here. We're here to learn to deal with those things, right? And to manage those things and gain some kind of self-control, and have a deeper understanding of them. I mean, living in the physical, we should appreciate a second of this human life that we have. But when we die, we don't just end. We don't just see, we're beings, we're eternal beings on forever, and we will continue to evolve. And life is about cycles. It's not as much about time on a clock. It's more about the cycles we go through, and we can reincarnate. We incarnate back into this life, or, on this earth and this planet, or on another planet. I mean, we have choices. And it's really, and I think it's like, have you ever seen a Thomas Kinkade painting? Do you know who Thomas Kinkade, the artist, is? I think he died a couple of years ago. But
Yeah, he did
he
die a few years ago.
he did a really good job, the best way he could, because I think that our eyes are in this, human existence as well. I think in dream states we can, lucid dreaming we can, but really he captured what heaven, the colors, the vivid colors. I mean, he was able to capture that, and they're amazing paintings.
Right.
I can stare at them forever.
No, I haven't seen paintings. Yeah, it's unreal, isn't it, Aaron? Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It really is what they say. I mean, and there's nobody standing at the gate to let you in. I mean, if anybody's standing there, it's your loved ones that have passed on, or people, or energies that or essences that that will help over that threshold. But I don't ever see somebody standing there in judgment, ready to I'll send you to hell or back up to heaven, let you into heaven. I see it more as we're our own judge. So when we die, if we die, being not such a good person, and in our mind we know that, and we live in that kind of life, and hatred, that's where we're going to put ourselves in those lower dimensions. But if we're prepared, we're okay with dying and okay with passing forward or passing on, there's a higher power, and we know that we belong there. That's the way we have to accept ourselves into heaven. That's who the gate goes.
That's right. So true. Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Tammy, do you have anything to say? You've been listening quite contently.
I have been listening contently, and I agree with everything that you both are saying. Not because I'm just agreeing, but because I've experienced what you're saying. So it's amazing. It's amazing that we are connecting, that we are growing, that we are seeing into our future. We're creating our future. And I just love it. I love it. I love what you both are saying.
I do too.
And I relate to both of you as creators and as brother and sister. It's just amazing.
So what are your experiences, Tammy, with passing over? Do you have any heaven experiences, or I know you do because we've done some things together psychically, astrally, so I know that you have had some experiences. Why don't you share with our viewers what experiences you've been through?
I've
kind
been
of help our viewers to kind of learn a little bit more about
a lot of experiences, and my own trials and tribulations has led me into seeking beyond myself and seeking to know my higher self and God's source, and coming into agreement with that aspect. It's just been awesome. It's been an awesome life. I really can't complain. I mean, we all have complaints. We all have shit we're going through, right? We're working through some shit. We're all working through shit. But at the end of the day, when you sit back and reflect on what you've been through, why you've been through it, what you're learning through it, it's amazing. I mean, I cannot find complaints about this life that we're living. And if you're finding complaints about this life that you're living, then you need to go in and check in with your reality, check into why you're feeling that way, and work through it.
Yeah. Well, I got told.
Yeah, if you're not grateful for your life, it can be a really miserable life. I'm very grateful for life. Of course, I speak up about the BS, but yeah, I mean, and I'm okay with dying. I mean, though I know I'm going to value every minute of my life while I'm here, and live life to the fullest. Well, to a certain extent. I mean, I probably won't live it to as full as an 18-year-old would have, or as I would have.
Right.
Of 18. It's important to appreciate and be grateful for and it really does help you kind of look at everything, kind of take a better, why we're really here, what we're here to learn, we're here to deal with the pain and the happiness and all the whole experience.
Yep. The only pain that I have experienced is just losing my loved ones. Yeah. That's the only pain I have experienced.
It's hard. That's tough.
I've gone through breakup marriages.
It's tough. Even if we know they're passing on, it was still tough. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's the only reason why we experience pain when our loved ones pass, even our animals, is because we're stuck here. We're in this body. We're stuck here. They've gone back home. They're not suffering. They're happy. They're free. They don't need to put up all the bullshit here with all the rules and the laws by government.
Right.
And we're left behind. Hello. And but so that's why it's so important that we have to accept that they've gone back. Yes, we cried. It's because we cry because we're not going to see them again. We're not going to touch them. We're not going to talk to them. You know what I mean? So, but in reality, we can talk to them. And we can see them if we learn to open that. And open that, the heart as well. So that's why it's so important that we're going to open up our heart to appreciate that we are blessed and very gifted, that God has gave us part of being a human being and a spiritual being, that we can connect with our loved ones still. Our loved ones, they can connect with us anytime through day and night. They can see us, they can hear us, they can sit next to us, but a lot of us have this problem, we can't see them. We can feel them, but we can't see them. But that's okay, because all of us are not meant to, see or hear or feel. It's because a lot of us haven't done our inner work. We're too lazy. And a lot of problems with people, they don't believe. And that's why today, all of us has woken for our own state of mind, and what we have experienced in our life is to help others to wake up and to explain to them what happens when you die and all the other stuff that goes with it. And that's why a lot of us are here today to do that. And I reckon it's such a beautiful work that we all have, to tell people. And it's wonderful. Even our animals, they are very spiritual gifted animals as well. Oh,
yes, they are. Yep.
I had a cat. His name is
they this when they've gone. That's right. They're still their essence is still there. Their energy doesn't die. It just transforms.
Yes, and like animals,
that's a scientific.
Yeah, animals, they see spirits or souls. They see them. And my cat,
I've got a little Chihuahua that only has one eye that works, but she sees spirits all the time, barking in the middle of the night at things.
Yeah.
You could just tell. I mean, she's acting like she's seeing something, not seeing anything, but she's seeing something.
Yeah. There's one thing, Aaron, that I have experienced not that long ago, actually. I was staying at my daughter's place, and my husband and I were in bed asleep, and next minute I saw this male figure he opened the bedroom door and he walked in my room where I was sleeping. Now I'm dead to the world, and he comes up to me and he stands right in front of me, and I looked at him and I said to him, "Go away, I am sleeping." And he tilted his hat like that and he walked off.
I've had to do that something similar to that many times.
I love it. Yeah, I love that. It's amazing.
And I woke up the next day and I remember it, and I thought, and I said to myself, I was rude. I should have, yes, can I help you? What do you need? What's the message for me? But I didn't. I just said, go away, I'm trying to sleep. Yeah. He had respect. He tilted his hat, walked off. Yeah. So, yeah, I've had funny things like that happen to me. I actually saw one of my guides. She came up to me when I was asleep in bed, and I can see her, and she just walked in, but she must have done something to me, because after that I don't remember anything. Yeah, I don't know what she did, but
healing you in some way or upgrading you, right?
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, the next morning I woke up and I can remember it, and I was telling Jeff about it, and it was on my mind all day because it lifts me. I feel so excited and I get so happy with joy that I see things like that, like people like that, and I can't help it. I just get overwhelmed. Yeah. But I should think of things like that when I'm down and out, when things don't go right. I should really think about stuff like that, and it lifts you. It lifts your spirit. So,
Carrie Ann has a question, and she wants to know, how do you deal with negative energies when you're flying around the ethers when you're sleeping? Some people have no idea how to protect themselves. So how do you deal with those negative energies when you're sleeping and you know you're going out of body? You're doing a work when you're sleeping in the ether realms. How do you deal with that?
Well, my experience was, one stage I was astral traveling and I was flying around all the buildings, and I had a male spirit chasing me. I don't know what he wanted, but I didn't want him to follow me, so I was hiding. And I made sure that he wasn't around. And then I came back out and I'm flying around again, and he followed me. So I quickly came back to my home and back into my body. Another experience was I always seem to be traveling to old houses with huge, big rooms, and the ceilings are really high. And there's a room, and I'm always attracted to go in there, but it's got my possessions in it. But also there is a demon in there, and I don't know why that is happening to me, because I had one last week. And my husband reckons not all dark forces are here to take your soul or to scare the shit out of you.
Right.
But a lot of dark energies, they're here to work with our guides as well. It's to make you strong, lift you to the next level, because when we astral travel, even when we pass, we can also face a dark energy or a demon or a bad spirit, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
So it's repairing you. That's what my husband reckons, but I see different. but also probably got a lot to do with my strength. Yeah. It's not for the fact I can't handle life when the chips are down. It's that because I'm an empath, I pick up energy, and especially negative ones, and it just goes bang. It hits you like a rock, and it will attack anywhere.
Yeah, with your inner will, right? Your willpower and your lack of fear.
Yep. So I think that's the reason why there is some sort of an energy force there. But I quickly come back to the door. Now, the one I had last week, I opened that door and I left. And then there was a group of people, lots of group of people. And I followed them into the hallway, and then suddenly I felt like a push. And they pushed me in that room. And luckily that door did not shut. And next minute I was flying around the room. Now in that room was a huge big bookcase, and I had books on it. And I stopped and I spun around and I went back out. And the Chinese man was standing there and he goes, "Wow, how did you do that?" And then I woke up. And,
so we're learning when we're going through these projections as we sleep. We're learning as we go through these experiences, and even though these experiences might cause havoc for us and drama for us, we're learning how to maneuver through them to bring peace and comfort, and also learning from the experience and of itself, and how we are to react and respond to those experiences, even outside of the body, when we sleep or when we feel like we're being attacked by other entities. So when we're really being attacked by what we think is other entities, that's a time for us to rise up in our personal power, and for us to stand in everything that we know to do right then. And I don't think that anything negative can hurt you unless you believe it can hurt you. So I think that a lot of the drama that we're going through is to help us grow,
especially in the ethers, right? We're not physical. We don't feel physical pain in the ethers.
Yeah. Go on, Aaron.
Yeah, that's right.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about drama. We're talking about ethers and all the shit that happens to us and tries to boggle our mind.
When I was seeing dark shadow people.
We're talking about the afterlife, y'all.
Afterlife. Yeah, baby. Come on.
Afterlife. I'll read
we're talking about really where we're talking about. We're supposed to be talking about life after death, but that's a pretty big.
Well, I think too that it takes us working up to life after death, because where we're sitting at right now, we're not dead yet. So it's hard for us to try to project and see beyond what we're experiencing right now. But there is a life after death. There's always a life after death, because we're not ending. We're eternal beings.
Exactly. And people do this.
That's right.
That is the astral plane. When your time comes to pass away, this is where you go home. They're all different levels. And what it is, you got different levels. What you experience and learn here on earth, when you cross over, you go to that plane. Your loved one, could be your mum or dad or sister and brother, auntie, uncle or whatever, will take you there. Could be your angel will take you there, or your guide will take you there. Or another soul being that works with the light, with God. They will take you there. And
it's hard for us to wrap our mind around that because we're not there yet. Because we've not experienced that yet in this lifetime. We might have experienced it in a past life, but we don't remember the past life. We don't.
They wipe our memory. Yeah, they wipe our memory. That's why we don't remember it. But I strongly feel, and I strongly believe that this is what happens when we cross over. Also, too, I was going to say something now. It's gone. Sure. Gone.
It's gone.
He'll come back. He'll come back.
It'll come back.
Yeah. Also, too, a lot of when my mother passed away, on that day, well, that night, I didn't get the information.
That happens to me all the time.
I rang
it's like
my
a boomerang. You gotta wait for it.
Boom.
I rang my mother on the phone, and because I wouldn't admit that she was not here. My mum came forward and she said to me, clear and loud, Debbie, I'm here. She said, stop putting yourself in a spherical way. I am here. And I stopped. Yeah, I stopped. And I had to think. Even though I was upset, but I had to think. And I stood there. And I had that feeling where she was standing right in front of me. And I stood there and I looked at my mum and I said, Mum, I said, I'm sorry. And I said, yes, I understand now. I heard you and I understand. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And she was trying to calm me down. Yeah. But it hit me like a rock.
Okay, so I want to draw on you, Deb. I want to draw you out. And I lost my dad 2 years ago. And last week I lost my puppy, my baby. And I want to draw on your abilities and your gifts and ask you to tap into anything
I mean, my grandmother's done that with me many times. I think my grandmother.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, Deb, to tap into what you might be seeing around me or even Aaron, and just to pull from you your gifts and your talents and let people see how you express yourself with the visions that you have for the other side. So can you pick up anything around me or even Aaron right now?
I'll close my eyes because when I close my eyes, I concentrate.
There we go.
Okay, Tammy, I'm getting told all animals on earth, when they die, they cross over to the spirit plane, which is for Pacific for animals. It's called Rainbow World. All animals go there, including our dogs and our cats. Birds, fish, any animal that is on earth, they cross over there. He is in good hands. He sees you at times, and I'm feeling his love. He's happy. He's blessed. And he feels he's sorry for the way you're feeling because he knows that you miss him. But he said that's part of being human.
Yeah.
And where he is full of luscious green grass. He said the land is massive. Now I'm getting told by spirit. And they've got rainbows, they've got trees, flowers, the sky's blue. They also got angels which don't have wings. They are earth angels that was once a human being. They are there with the animals to be with them, to teach them, and to play with them. There has been a lot of animals has reincarnated back to earth. And no, a dog does not come back into a cat body. Or a cat goes into a dog body. They go back into their body as a dog or a cat. And they start their life off again, like we do. It's a beautiful...
That's very interesting.
It's a beautiful spirit world for animals. That's where they go. And they are happy, they are full of joy. Love. They're saying it's love. Love is everywhere. They are free. They're not suffering. The animals you had in your life, Tammy, that has passed, they are there. They have not reincarnated. They won't reincarnate till such time your time is up to cross over, and you will be with them. Anybody that has an animal has crossed over, when your time comes and when you cross over, you will be with your animal. It's called a family reunion. We all come together. Yes. And that's what I'm feeling, and that's what I'm getting told.
Thank you.
And at the moment, right in front of me, I am seeing a ball of light.
That's beautiful.
And now that ball of light is gone. And I'm feeling the love. And I'm half crying because it's a different love that I'm used to being here. Sorry, everyone. You do get emotional.
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a different love. They were giving me that love, what your puppy's going through. It's beautiful, Aaron. It's such, I can't really explain love. Love is love. You know, we all need it.
So Veronica Meredith is asking us, do our crossover loved ones become our guides?
Yes, Veronica, they do. My grandmother, she is one of my guides. Yeah. She's one of my guides. I'm not sure about my mum, though, but I know for a fact my grandmother, she is one of my guides. She watches over me and she makes sure that I'm doing the right thing. And yeah, yes, they do. A specific loved one can be your guide. And the reason why a loved one can be your guide.
My grandmother is one as well, is one of my guides. Probably one of the most prominent ones.
Yeah. It's because they've learnt so much here, and they're very, very loving. They're strong, head mind. They're very strict because the way they got brought up. Oh yeah, I don't know much about that side because I wasn't back there back then. But
we got another question here.
yeah, when people cross over, does it happen instantly so they're not in pain? It depends on their death. Like a patient that has cancer, that's a slow death. It depends how big the cancer is and how strong it is. If someone had a car accident and they got killed instantly, yes, that is good because they're not suffering. And also too, every soul, every person that passes away, that dies and passes away, you go to the hospital in the spirit world. That's why you got healers. We have doctors and nurses. They're healing us in a way, but you have souls that are healers and they heal your soul. Because you've got to remember, any person that passes away, it does put a huge, big impact on yourself, your soul. It's natural. And you've got to remember, you've been in that physical body from the time you were born to the time that you have died. And you do miss your physical body.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do miss it. Well, you know, you've been in it for all those years.
I agree.
Let the soul go to the hospital.
Well, looks like we're getting close to running out of time, but thank you very much.
And they're not in pain, Melinda. They're not in pain. They're not suffering no more. They're in peace. Their whole being is in peace. They feel nothing. The only thing they feel is love.
Right.
But they do remember what they have done here on the physical plane. They do remember you. They see you. They know what you're doing in your life. Yeah. And at the same time, they've got to go back where they have to learn what they need to do for themselves in the spiritual plane. It's a school, same as here. It's school. But at the same time, you can come and go. Oh, there's lots of things that I have been told and read, and yeah, it makes sense. So it's just like when you die, it's just like you open a car door, you walk in, you step in, and you shut the door again. It's just like that.
Thank you very much, Debbie. Thank you for being here.
That's okay, Aaron. Well, thank you for allowing me to come forward today and doing this with you all. I'm very honoured. And lovely to meet everyone. If also, I'd like to know if you like to.
Of course, sorry about the technical difficulties. And if you have can you let everybody know where they can get a hold of you if they would like a reading?
Yep. If you like a reading, or if you like to know more about the life after death, contact me on Facebook, and you can message me on Messenger, or you can go into my profile and leave something there, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, and if you like to send a friend request, you are welcome to, and I will accept it. And thank you very much for today.
That's Trotter on Facebook as well.
Yeah. My name is Debbie Ann Trotter. And
thank you very much. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Tammy. And we will see. I believe we have an astrologer coming in on Saturday.
Yeah. But Aaron, I will inbox you sometime this week coming.
There's a big lag. I'm sorry.
I will inbox you sometime this week coming. Can't hear you.
Sounds good. And let's. I'd love to have you back. We could talk.
Awesome.
Sounds awesome. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you all for sharing and
You too. And you have an awesome night as well. And I will speak to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah.
Very.
So what happens now? Do I still stay on or do I leave?
We're still on for a set broadcast.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah. As I was saying to you, Melinda, no, the soul does not suffer. There's no pain. But they do go to the hospital in the spirit world, as I explained early on. Thank you, everyone. Pleasure to meet you all. If you need to contact me, you can contact me on Messenger. And my Facebook name is Debbie Ann Trotter. And you can message me on my profile as well, and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, thank you, and I will explain everything to you when you message me. If you would like a reading, just message me, and I will do my best to get back to you, and we'll work something out. Okay, thank you all. Namaste.